guys, we are Stoomboy, the Combat Companion. So, as always, shows brought to you by Kaizen Fightwear. So, Kaizen Fightwear, a local company here in Scotland owned by Big Max. Big Max is a very big character on the jiu-jitsu scene here in Scotland. So, he's obviously brought Kaizen Fightwear now. Obviously, head over to Kaizen Fightwear _co. There's a lot of funky designs. So, obviously, all you jiu-jitsu nerds out there, there's definitely something that will look good on you guys. Will definitely look good on you guys. So hit up Big Max at Kaizen Fightwear. So now we're going to be talking about a Unity Fighting Championship. So Unity Fighting Championship, 17th of May. It's going to be at the Dolphin Centre in Darlington. Now, ticket availability, anybody looking to go and see a specific fighter, make sure you do hit up them first of all for tickets. If you're unable to get tickets from them, then make sure you do hit up the Unity Fighting Championship page, either on Instagram or Facebook, and you'll get all the ticket details. You definitely don't want to miss this. Unity always put on fantastic shows, and they highlight some of the best amateurs, up-and-coming amateurs all over the UK. So it's going to be another amazing night in Darlington on the 17th of May. Now, one of the guys that's going to be on the show that day or that night is obviously my guy. He's a grappling guy. We absolutely love seeing this guy stepping out there and doing his thing. So Harry Cockerill of Ace MMA. So Harry, as I said, grappling. He's unbelievable grappler. Do you know, I mean, I've had the pleasure of watching and commentating on Harry sub-series, and obviously seeing him here in Scotland at ADCC Scotland as well. And obviously steps in 1-0, had an amazing matchup at Almighty recently. So looking to go 2-0 on the 17th. So I'm a massive fan of this guy. I love seeing him out there doing his thing. So we're definitely looking forward to seeing you step out, Harry, on the 17th.
Yeah, man, it'll be good crack. I'm quite excited to do it, to be fair.
Yeah. Tell us about you then, obviously training wise. Now, as I said, I know you from a grappling background. So obviously training is a little bit different. Obviously, don't tell me too much, but what's your kind of day-to-day like now? Because I know it was always kind of grappling that you were doing, but now more focused on MMA now.
Yeah, well, the guy I'm going against is more of like a striker and like stand-up. And obviously, if grappling comes into it, you can have as many plans as you want, but like, it's not always going to go the way you think. If I can use my grappling, I will, but I also want to test my stand-up. If he's a prominent stand-up fighter, I want to try and at least test my skills a little bit and see where I've improved, and see how it goes from there. But in a dream fight, I'd love to be able to just use the grappling and end it straight away.
Yeah.
But I do want to test myself a bit. I want to see what my stand-up's like compared to my last fight, because my first fight. Because my first fight, I wasn't that happy with how I was stood up, but I've made a lot of improvements since then. And I want to see how I can get on with this guy who's more of a stand-up fighter.
Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, obviously MMA. I mean, there's not a lot really that you need to put into MMA from a grappling point of view. I mean, as you can put in, like somebody could come in as a decent blue belt and do very, very well in MMA. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Because as you said, obviously, especially the guy you're going up against, it's that typical striker versus grappler matchup. Do you know what I mean? So obviously, he'll be working on his grappling because he knows how good you are, and you'll be working on your striking. So hopefully it should balance itself out a little bit.
Yeah, sort of going into it blind as well, because there's not really a lot of footage of his fights, so I'm quite excited about that as well, because you don't really know what to expect. He might come out of nowhere. He might be actually really good at wrestling. I haven't seen any footage of it, but he might be. So that's another thing I'm quite excited about, is not knowing what I'm going into at the same time.
Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, especially in grappling, I mean, there's a lot of kind of videos of people out there. So if it was a grappling match, do you know what I mean? You're able to go and watch, do you know what I mean, videos of obviously MMA is a little bit different, especially at the kind of lower ranks, like early amateur career. There's not a lot of footage at all.
Yeah. That's the thrilling part of it, I think, is like you say, not knowing what to expect. Like you say, I know he's more striking based, but when there's not a lot of footage out there, you don't know what he's doing, to be honest.
Yeah. Let me ask, obviously, MMA, was that always a thing for you? Because as I know, you've been in the grappling game for a while. Do you know what I mean? So, but was MMA always the road that you wanted to go down?
Yeah, I've always got a thrill out watching it and stuff, but like I didn't really drive till later on, till like I was 24, and I got introduced to grappling through my uncle, because my uncle teaches it and runs a gym in Newton Aycliffe where I live. But once I started being able to drive, then I started going to MMA. But yeah, that was always one thing I did want to train, was MMA. But I was lucky that I was introduced to grappling through my uncle, in my local hometown, and being able to do I'd say class the harder part first, because the grappling is the more difficult part if you don't know what you're doing.
It is, it is. I mean, you can put a brawler in there, and a brawler will go in there and do quite well. Whereas the grappling aspect, I mean, you know, I mean, I know just as well as you, where it takes. I mean, we'll drill the one move for
Yeah,
hours. Do you know what I mean? Just to make sure
yeah,
that we get it okay, not perfect, but just to get it okay. So
yeah.
there's a lot goes into it. So
It's like a
um,
cheat code, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, definitely. What about the punching in the face? I mean, obviously a grappler, we don't like getting punched in the face, Harry. Do you know what I mean? We don't
That's
like it at
that's
all.
one thing I realised from going from grappling to MMA was like you can't really play bottom half guard and stuff unless you're gonna get your nose punched through your fucking head. It's not there. I came home a few times looking like I've been jumped at Ace like.
Yeah, yeah. But that's a good thing. I mean, you've got great people around you at Ace as well. I
Oh,
mean, do you know what I mean? There's,
excellent people, mate. I'm more than grateful to have that team that I'm at around me because they're all very experienced and very intelligent people.
yeah,
Very
yeah,
analytic as well, which is
yeah,
good.
yeah. But it's going to be great. I mean, tell us about your debut then. Obviously, debut at Almighty. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, unanimous decision. Obviously, again, you mentioned yourself there was a couple of things you weren't happy with in regards to your
Yeah,
performance. But
there was a few things like I think I'm glad the first one went how it did because the unanimous decision. I'm glad that happened because then I've went the full 3 rounds and I've experienced a full match.
yeah,
But like again, there's a lot of things in the first one I wasn't happy with, like my adrenaline and stuff. My adrenaline between rounds, I felt fucked, and I struggled to keep the lad pinned and use my grappling more so because I was like, if I give up a position, he's going to stand up, and I have to stand up with him.
yeah,
Whereas now from learning from that fight, I've learned a lot, and I feel a lot more confident going into this one than I did the first one. But yeah, it was a mad feeling. The first MMA fight, so different to grappling.
yeah,
Grappling, you
yeah.
can come off and be fine, and then like having an MMA fight come out and you could be fucked for like 3 weeks.
Yeah. Let me ask you, you're more critical of yourself because you're a grappler? Because you know grapplers, I mean, we're very, very critical of ourselves when we go into matches. And so we
Yeah.
could have a perfect match, but we'll be like, well, I missed that opportunity, I missed that. So do you feel that you're a little bit more critical of your performances from a grappling point of view, or is it just purely MMA?
Oh no, 100%. I'm very, very like, yeah. What you're saying there about criticizing myself in grappling. Yeah, I was very self-critical about it all. To be fair, but it just makes you get better. Like I went back analysed where I need to get better,
Yeah,
and I've acted on that. I look forward to trying to showcase what I've learned. To be honest.
yeah, yeah. Listen, I'm buzzing for you. Do you know what I mean? As I said, I saw you out in sub series, saw you at ADCC Scotland. Do you know what I mean?
Seeing me
I remember
recently
the
get go
ADCC.
platted as well.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember the
Yeah, man.
I remember the ADCC Scotland when you put the guy to sleep. I remember that. Do you know what
Mate,
I mean?
tell you what, right? That for me was probably one of the best accomplishments I had because I drove up there by myself because none of my team could make it, and I
Yeah,
got out of the car and as I walked in the hotel, they went, "You're on the mats." I was like, "What?" And then went on the mats, and under a minute 30 seconds, I was on the mats and had to compete, and then off the mats again. It was fucking. That was one of the maddest things I've done. That to be fair, and then
yeah,
drove
yeah,
3 hours home after that.
yeah. Well, it was a great performance. Do you know what I mean? I remember it. Obviously, again, I don't know. The referee was obviously in a different position because the referee could have probably stopped it before the guy went to sleep. But
Yeah.
obviously, it happened, and I said it was
I thought that
an
would
amazing
because
performance.
if you watch it back when I was holding him, I looked at the referee when I had him in the
Yeah,
guillotine and I was like, mate, he's not going to tap here, man, and he's going to go to sleep. But I'll tell you what, it was a fucked up feeling putting someone to sleep in front of people, but it was.
do you know what? It's you or him. You know that yourself. We know that it's you or your opponent. Do you know what I mean? He's going to
Oh
want to
yeah,
do
man.
exactly the same to you. So,
Mate,
um,
nothing. There's the thing for me as well, which I found with grappling is like it teaches you nothing but respect off the
yeah,
mats. On the mats,
yeah,
it's all business, but off the mats, you just got to be respectful because you're
yeah,
both doing the same thing at the end of the day. That's all part of the game.
yeah. Do you notice that? Because obviously, I remember. Well, obviously, I did an MMA fight a couple of years ago, and
Mm.
I remember the back and forward. Do you know what I mean? I'm one of these guys. I like to wind people up, man. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
whether it be
yeah.
jujitsu or whether it be MMA or whatever, and do you find obviously the MMA the kind of I wouldn't say the behaviors. The behaviors are a lot different from what it is going into grappling.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I understand that it's going to be different anyway because you're trying to at the end of the day, mate. You're trying to knock each other out, or
Yeah,
you're trying to fill each other in at the end of the day. So the mindset's going to be a bit different, but I don't mind. I'll go in with the same mentality for jiu-jitsu. Like, I'll speak to my opponent and everything. Like, I've got not but respect. We're both, again, like I just said, we're
Yeah,
both doing the same thing at the end of the day.
yeah,
But
yeah.
in there, it's all different in it when you're in. But outside the cage, mate, it's all respect for me
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. We need more jiu-jitsu guys in MMA for sure. Do you know what I mean? It'd be a lot nicer place. Do you know what I mean? It'd be a really, really nicer place. So uh, let's talk about Unity then. Unity Fighting Championship, 17th of May. Obviously, you got the call up to head there. Unity is an
Mm,
amazing show. I mean, obviously, you've seen it before and seen the kind of promotion that they put into the event, how they look after the fighters and stuff like that. So, um,
yeah.
how did you find out you were going to be on Unity?
Wait, Ace asked me if I wanted to fight on the event, and then I got offered the opponent. But I've seen the event, like you say, I live 10 minutes from Darlow where it is, so I've seen the event quite a few times, especially with teammates fighting on there like Naem, Shawon, Siam,
Yeah.
Sammy, all them people. But yeah, it's a very, very well put together show, and like you say, they look after the athletes and stuff. It's good to see. I look forward to competing on it.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah.
more so the fact it's only 10 minutes from my house. That's another. That's a big fact there.
That's good. So you'll be able to fight in front of your people and all that as well. Do you know what I
Ah,
mean?
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. My friends and that'll be there. Like that'll be. I don't want my mum and dad there, but my friends will be there.
what about mum and dad? What did mum and dad say about MMA? Because obviously grappling's one thing, but MMA is very, very different.
Wait, to be fair, mate, even when I was grappling, when my ears got cauliflowered and I came home, my mum was like, "I didn't carry you for fucking 9 months to look like that." I'm like, wait, it is what it is. But I don't want them to come watch my fights, mate. Just on the fact of like, I'm nervous as it is, but I know that
Yeah,
they'll be a whole lot more nervous than what I am.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely.
But yeah,
Mums especially. Mums
they don't
especially.
agree with
Dad.
it. Like I'll put it that way.
Yeah,
They don't agree with what I'm doing, but I enjoy
yeah.
it.
Yeah, listen, mums especially. Obviously, mums obviously a little bit different. Dads are a little bit more encourages. Do you know what I mean? They encourage
Yeah,
you a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? Especially if dads are there. Dads are up against. I mean, you've been at events before, and you've seen dads right.
yeah,
Do this, do that, and you're like,
yeah.
I'm trying, I'm trying. So
It's the maternal feeling inside of them, isn't it, that makes them not want you to do it. But
yeah,
I tell you what, there's worse things to be doing out there than this.
true, very true. So it's a very disciplined sport. Do you know what I mean? And as you said,
Oh yeah,
very respectful. It teaches you a lot of things. Confidence that you get from just training. Do you know what I mean? Is
yeah,
unbelievable.
yeah.
So, so definitely a lot more people need to get involved in any kind of combat sport at all. Do you know what I mean?
I was
So
gonna say, I think everyone in their life that needs to do at least one combat sport, even if you don't stick at it, just to get a feeling for it, because it's a whole different world.
yeah, yeah. That's the thing. I mean, you could teach someone one move, right? And
Mm,
that one move will stick with them. So if they ever end up in a position, let's say they're out in the street, they end up in a bit of trouble, do you know what I mean? And they can always rely on that one position that you've showed them. It could be a takedown, it could
yeah,
be whatever, do you know what I mean? And as I said, it's definitely very, very good. It's very good for anybody at all. I talk to like a lot of the kids on young subs, and that's the thing we
yeah.
always say, look, do you know what I mean? Just
I
stick
think
at it,
I
keep
think
going.
everyone should grapple. Definitely, from
Yeah.
a self-defense point of view, like even police officers, a lot everyone should grapple, because it's such a dominant thing to have if someone doesn't know how to grapple.
Yeah, yeah, so it's that. But listen, I'm buzzing for you, 17th of May. I can't wait. Do you know what I mean? I love seeing you out there. As I said, obviously, always from a grappling point of view, but obviously, I watched the
Yeah,
Almighty match, and then I'm going to be looking forward to the 17th as well. So,
I'm looking
um,
forward to the 17th. Like, it'll be good crack. I'm
yes,
excited. I'm excited to watch Niam as well, my teammate, fight for the title, because I think he's gonna smash it.
yes, yes, definitely. Ace is an awesome team. Ace is a really,
Yeah,
really awesome
yeah,
team.
some
So,
killers in
uh,
there, mate.
yes, yes. Final thing then, Harry. So obviously, again, you've been in the game for a while. You've got some amazing people around you. Obviously, family, friends, obviously teammates and stuff like that. But anybody in particular you want to shout out to? Any friends, family members, teammates, sponsors? Anybody you may have?
Oh, I'm not sponsored, but just the teams I'm at, really. The Ace, the Next Gen Jiu Jitsu in Aycliffe, and my Thai boxing and wrestling coach. My Thai boxing coach is Michael Dix, and my wrestling coach is Michael Sudden. Other than that,
Yes.
mate, nah, not really.
No. No. One thing as well, I always talk about this is sponsorship. You know what I mean? It's very important for sponsors to jump on board with these guys. And the reason for it, I mean, these guys will go out there, they'll put themselves on the line every single time, training. Do you know what I mean? In the lead up to fights, a lot of these guys are very. Do you know what I mean? They're all over social media, Instagram,
Yeah.
Facebook, and so on. So they do get your business out there in front of a lot more people than
Mm.
certainly advertising and stuff like that. They'd say they wear it on their maybe their fight gear, they've got it on their posters and all that kind of stuff. So it's
Yeah.
very, very important for people to jump on board. I see you're out repping Tatami. So Tatami,
Yeah,
you
man,
guys
mate,
are
aye.
watching, man. Hit Harry up, man. Hit Harry up. Do you know what I mean? So,
I wish, mate, I wish.
but yeah, definitely hit him up. Harry, how do people get in contact with you, buddy?
Just Instagram, mate. I don't have like Instagram or Facebook, but I'd probably just say Instagram, mate. Harry_Cockerill 98.
Yeah, so guys, definitely hit up Harry. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be an amazing night. 17th of May, the Dolphin Centre in Darlington. That's Unity Fighting Championship. So, ticket availability. If you're going to see Harry, make sure you do hit up Harry first of all. If you're unable to get tickets from Harry, make sure you do head over to Unity on either the social medias of Facebook or Instagram. And you've all got all the information through there. Unity is an amazing show. They do a lot of things, especially in the northeast of England. They do some amazing stuff, and they have some fantastic grapplers. We've seen some unbelievable talent come through the Unity ranks in the past and go on to do great things. And my guy Harry is going to be one of them guys for sure. So, but listen, Harry, thank you very much for obviously taking the time to speak to me today.
No, thank you for taking the time to bring me on, mate. It's different to anything I've done before. It's pretty funny. It's cool, though.
Well, listen, anytime, brother, anytime. I'm definitely buzzing for you on the 17th. But have an amazing rest of your camp. Obviously, hope all goes well with the weight cut.
Yeah.
And yeah, give a shout out to the guys at Ace. Tell them I was asking for all them as well, brother. All right,
Well, of course, man. Of course.
right, brother. Listen, take it easy. You enjoy the rest of your day. All right,
Yeah, you too, mate. Take it easy.
take care.